we are going to get a special side of the co-founder of Moving in the Spirit. Dana is here, yes, to share some movement, but more important, to share a story about transcendence, the way that we can interact with one another and the way that relationships really, really matter. Dana has spent more than 25 years giving voice to pertinent social issues, cultural issues, and other interpersonal dynamics that she finds very, very important. And so I'd like for you to please join me in welcoming her to the stage. Dana Lupton is going to present Boxes.
It was 1972 in Augusta, Georgia. Busing had just begun, the transportation of bodies of color. They called it integration. I remember Olivia with her beautiful cocoa brown skin, shiny black hair, tightly pulled back to reveal her warm amber eyes. One day she came to school and her hair was puffy like a halo around her head. Mystified by her metamorphosis, I ran up to her and I said, "What happened to your hair?" And she said, "Oh, last night my mom, she gave me an afro." So then she quickly told me the secret formula for the ultimate afro. Then I was bursting with excitement, so I raced home, charged through the door, and at the top of my lungs I say to my mother, "Mom, I want an afro." She looked at me with those piercing green eyes, slicing right through my heart. Never saying a word. And I knew then I would never have an afro. It was 1982, Westside High School. The track coaches had convinced me to run hurdles because I have these very thick, muscular legs. And much to their dismay, I would soar over the hurdles, which is not the point. You're supposed to cut right through them, but I would soar beautifully, clearing like a foot. Always sacrificing speed for beauty. And before the track meet, I was in the locker room. Booker came in and picks me up and swings me around, and we were laughing, and just as I looked across the door, Bo Baxter had walked past and stopped staring at us with his white ivory skin and freckles and these really crystal blue eyes. Later on in the parking lot, he came up to me and he said, "You know, Dana, once you've tried black, you never go back." A decade has passed, images, experiences pressed down, and I'm working with 17 beautiful teens going on tour to my hometown in Augusta. Well, I called my mom and I said, "Mom, we're coming to Augusta. We're going on tour. Can we stay at your house?" And she didn't say a word. It's just silence. 2 years pass, and it's my 30th birthday. My mom is so excited. "Dana, it's your 30th birthday. You can have whatever you want. You only turn 30 once. It's a very big occasion." And I knew what I wanted. So I asked her, "Well, Mom, I want my kids to stay at your house. That's what I want for my 30th birthday." And she didn't say a word. In the quiet stillness, I heard her voice say, "Well, all right." July 19th, 2001, this past summer. Years have gone by. Years of us staying at their home, summers and summers. And I looked around the room in my folks' Florida room, and I see these beautiful children, these dancers. myriad
of
of colors, some of which had afros.
Some of which have afros. And they're holding these black velvet boxes that my mother has given to them. And in the black velvet boxes are words that she's written with her own hands that describe their essence. And as they go around, they open up the black velvet boxes and they read words that she has written. And the words are beautiful, brilliant, gorgeous, leaders.
That was 2001. So just the other day, I was on the phone with my mom. And in closing, she said, "Oh, Dana, we are so excited about Chris coming to visit." I said, "Chris, coming to visit?" "Oh, yes, for the weekend." I said, "My Chris? The Chris, the dancer Chris that just swung me around, worked with since he was 12? Come to visit?" "Well, yes. And of course, he's going to be in the Prince's room. Well, we'll call it the Prince room because it's Chris." And I said, "Great. He's staying the weekend in Augusta." "Yes, we are so excited. Your papa's going to teach him how to play golf." "Oh, fantastic. Well, you know, your father always says you can learn so much about a person by the way they play golf." Yeah. So how does this happen? How does Chris McCord score a weekend in Augusta with my parents in the Prince room learning to play golf with my father when 20 years ago he was not even allowed to step across their doorstep? Time, travel, and trust. Time, travel, trust combines makes a relationship infused with love and respect. That's how that happens. But even more than that, it has to make sense and have meaning. In order to lock in to your physical memory and make a difference, it has to make sense and have meaning. This is the longest distance in our world. Right here, right here. So check this out. We're getting ready to experience this firsthand. Okay, first of all, I'm going to give you 5 seconds to secure your communication devices. 5, I'm serious. Hands free. 4, I need to see some movement out there. 3, good. Love that. 2, 1. Okay, on the count of 3, I want you to put your hands in front of your face. 1, 2, 3. Now I want you to take a deep breath in and experience what you feel, what you see. On the count of 3, I want you to look down at your feet. 1, 2, 3. Take your hands out, look down at your feet. There again, what do you see? On the count of 3, I want you to scan left and right, but do not look at anyone else. 1, 2, 3, scan. Don't look. If you happen to catch somebody's eye, shift it and freeze. Take a deep breath in and out. Sense that you're in a group, but you're not in a group. That you're in a crowd, but you're so alone, maybe. On the count of 3, connect with somebody visually. 1, 2, 3, connect. If you're not connecting with anybody, connect with me, and we are the wise researchers. All right, so you're connecting. I hear folks laughing. You got to keep connecting with each other. Good. Excellent. All right. On the count of 3, look towards me. All right. On the count of 3, if you can remember your partner's eye color, raise your hand. You can't look. Y'all are smart. I know. It's like 1, 2, 3. If you can remember your partner's eye color, raise your hand. Hi. Interesting. Not everybody did. What does that say? On the count of 3, connect back with your partner, and I want you to say something that you notice that you like about that person. 1, 2, 3, go. Wise people, good, good. Wow. All right, look at that. Woo. And if you're not, you're observing people. You're observing me, presenting, checking this out. All right, when you're done, face me and take a deep breath in. A friend told me that if you meet someone and don't remember their eye color, you don't really respectfully and honestly meet them. So, time, travel, trust combined together into a relationship infused with respect and love. That's what we're about. It took 20 years. 20 years. How amazing is that? So here we go. If you remember the eye color of the person now that you just connected, stand up. If you feel better now than you did when your hands were in front of your face, stand up. If the last time you were cut, you bled red blood, stand up. Great. All right, so here we go. We're coming down to the end. It takes time. So everybody pull it up. Here you are. Here's this other person. It takes time. So please do this with me. This is why your hands are free. It takes time. It takes this intersection. It may be a moment, it may be 20 years. It takes this travel. So we're going to pull this across, and we're going to pair up right here. And we're not going to travel up and then try to grab our person. We're going to travel respectfully all the way up. All the way up. And then it takes trust. It takes trust to build that relationship that's interlocking and you got their back, infused with love and respect. I will leave you with this. Chuck Davis taught me this 27 years ago at the height of apartheid. Peace, respect, love for everyone. The only time I will look down on my brother or my sister is when I reach down to pick them up.
Chris, come on out. Please. Dana Lupton, Chris McCord. I appreciate you so much. I was wondering, is there something special about dance that makes things like race and other difficult issues perhaps a little easier for us all to kind of wrap ourselves around?
I think the beautiful part about dance is that it's one of the few art forms that you physically have to connect. If I were going to lift you up in Wandy and I weren't connected to you, do you want to fly through my arms? No, you're like, look at me. Yeah. So if we've been having issues of conflict, we've got to work that out before we dance together. So I really feel like it's an honest, kinesthetic, sacred art form that does transcend boundaries.
Definitely. Well, thank you so much, Dana. We
Thank
really
you,
appreciate it.
Thank you.